Do they have begun to repair the Warner playground yet? I thought it was
No,
supposed to be,
because that's what we're talking about, they're not even,
First, we need to get our.
I thought it was supposed to be started this spring.
Yeah, so let's assume if we're only $50,000 away from moving forward with improvements in both the basketball courts and the playground.
But that's what's supposed to be for the playground.
We have a capital needs meeting
Well,
with the commissioner at the end of the month.
150,000
and
I think that includes.
No, it was just for the playground.
No, it was the one
I think
big spot.
Jeff Klein matched it, was gonna match it, sort of.
What I would prefer, just for the sake of efficiency, is to move forward with both if we can. If the money's there, we should move forward with both. If we cannot move forward with both, then I'm not gonna make this decision. We have to make a decision about whether we just move forward with one of them.
but Waring Playground is a basketball court.
Of course, yeah, but.
It's not
But
separate.
if we
Yeah,
only
they're-
want,
Oh, okay.
in the event, if we only have enough money for now, for one part of it, then we probably should decide to go forward with that part.
Because we were under the understanding the work was supposed to begin this past spring.
No.
That's a big,
No.
we have to decide, Parks does not want to move forward without the green light from the local community and myself.
We have one of, you have your
Okay.
hand up, sorry, this is your first
Well, we
meeting.
gotta get on that,
Right, we're getting on it.
we gotta get on that.
Sir?
I was at the meeting last night, my name is Pastor Amos Castro, I live in the community, and I was under the impression that, I've addressed certain issues with Captain Walton, and he's been there. And I also seen other people saying that he's been there also, but in this young lady's, they're being reactive instead of proactive, and what happens is, we're waiting for something to happen before they can apply some pressure to that. But I think Captain Walton and the 409, I think they're doing a great job. So maybe you could speak to,
I have a meeting with them,
Just
I have a meeting with them coming up.
We're working on
I
it.
have to say, there is, of all the precinct commanders in my district, I'm not the most favorite. There's no one who's more dedicated
That's
to the
right.
community than Captain Walton. I hope he's commissioner.
All right, so this is gonna be the last round of questions. Okay. I'm gonna call on people who haven't asked a question yet, and then we'll go to the people who have asked right after. So.
By the way, I'm not in a rush to leave.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here's the rotation, we're gonna do Roseanne, Harry, and then Lynn, and then Chris and Marcy. Okay?
And go now, we wanted it.
Oh, sorry. Roseanne,
Donald wanted this.
I'm in the real estate industry. For $950,000 we build mansions. I don't understand how a park costs that much money.
Okay.
Why aren't you fighting to find out why
Okay.
it costs so much money? Who's keeping all this money?
Who's pocket
We
money is
build
ours.
mansions with marble, with granite, toilets,
Thank you.
and a park, a stupid park, costs $1 million. Why?
Right, thank you.
I don't
I cannot agree with you, and I think the council should do more to investigate not only the capital process of parks, but city government at large. It seems like we can never, like the subway, Second Avenue subway takes 20 years. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Robert Moses, but at least he can get things done. What I would say is, part of it is legal limitation. Right, so something like design buildings, right? If we had the ability to have one contractor handle both design and construction, that would dramatically expedite the process. But state law requires those to be separately contracted. So it's more expensive and it takes longer and we probably have less quality as a result. So part of it is we need changes in state law that allow for more efficient procurement. But I suspect there's dysfunction within parks itself. So I do think we need to do a better job of investigating every agency in parks, because it's the worst of them. Because you're right, it just doesn't make these numbers, like I'm putting 60 grand for a flagpole. Why flagpole? I think Jimmy Parker told me a story about $2 million for a bathroom. A restroom and,
right bathroom, one, little restroom.
It's just a long time.
Harry?
If you live in Niger, and you live in a two-bedroom apartment by yourself, and you want to downsize to a one-bedroom, and you're on a waiting list, why is it taking 6 years to be on a waiting list to downsize from a two-bedroom to a one-bedroom?
There could be thousands of people on the waiting list. And
Yeah, but you're downsizing, you're giving
even
somebody.
if you're downsizing, I mean, there are 178,000 units, probably 500,000 to 1 million people who are public housing. NYCHA has one of the lowest vacancy rates, people rarely leave public housing. So it could take a while.
And what about all the scaffolding that's going up and there's no work being done and it's lacking the security cameras? Pelham Parkway houses, they put up scaffolding in one of the
So
buildings,
there are two reasons
but
for
there's
it.
no work being done.
I don't know the particular circumstances of Powell Parkway, which is in Jimmy Bacchus district. I
Yeah.
could find out, we should find out. Please.
Why is scaffolding up, there's no work being done for a year already?
So
He's gonna find
I'll
out.
answer, so either, two reasons, either there's construction going on, and if there's no construction, it means that these bricks are in disrepair, and to prevent the bricks from falling on you, the local law requires scaffolding, as a matter of public safety.
They don't have the money that they lost the money.
Yeah.
So if the bricks are falling, and NYCHA does not have the money to replace them, no, it doesn't matter, it's not about construction necessarily, right? If the bricks are in danger of falling, you need the scaffolding to prevent them from falling on residents.
I don't think that's the reason, I don't know what they are.
So there are two reasons, either construction or safety, I don't know of any other reason.
Who is it after? Lynn and then Christine. She didn't ask a question yet.
Hi, my name is Lynn Artisona.
But we'll find out.
I'm the president of the Tenants Association at Winthrop Gardens, that's 2280,
Yeah.
2300.
Is that Joe Thompson?
Excuse me?
Is that Joe Thompson?
Who Thompson?
Thompson's building, he lives in the building.
Fair enough.
He's been an integral part of our association.
And Hazel?
That
No.
Hazel is, has helped us with the tenant organization as well as Jeff Klein. What is happening in our buildings is, I know that the process for screening tenants is very slim. They can afford to go in there, they'll get an apartment. The problem we're having is, we have known drug dealers, one that was right next door to me, in the building. And they're very public about selling on the streets, in front of the buildings. And these are family-oriented buildings. We also have homeless that are sleeping in our laundry rooms from the outside. Because the super, the side doors are not locked, so they have access to come in. Okay, it's causing a big problem in the neighborhoods. Any given night, either they're in the back parking lot, or they're in front of the building, openly selling the drugs and using them. I've woken up at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning with the perfume of weed coming through my window. I can't even open my window.
Has the property owner been
Oh, the
aware?
property owner has been notified. They have a security system, but they won't do anything about it. They won't do any, the system that they have in place, they have the cameras in place. It's reviewed by a security company. The security company is run by the son of the owner. Okay?
Coincidence.
Not coincidence. I have ways of finding out things. I've been around too long. But, no, I'm serious. So, if there are accidents, if there are, they're aware of all that's going on. What do you want me to do? I actually got a letter from them saying, don't call us, call the police. I do call the police. I usually get a response from the police, okay? We also have tenants that are breaching the habitability, warranty of habitability. It's ridiculous. So 5 o'clock in the morning, they act like if they're killing each other. They're throwing stuff off the terraces. The music is so loud, it thumps all the way from the 3rd floor to the 8th floor, which I live on the 8th floor. And it's gotten really bad. And I just don't know what else I can do to get them moving,
So your
to
building,
address the issues.
so your building has a wide range of problems. I would love to,
Yes,
if you will.
with,
So can we,
it's 2280 and 2300. 2440 is a little quiet, I have to talk to some people there to find out if anything else is going on.
the same owner?
Oh,
So
they
can-
go off?
Or if
They're
you
not go
go
off,
feel
they're
bad,
stay
but
on.
there's some people
That's
who
quite a
don't
bit.
want, who
So
don't
what I
want to
would
be on the
say
film.
is
Okay.
Absolutely,
I want to meet with you one-on-one. Want to
Absolutely.
bring tenants. Let's document each problem. And then we should reach out to the landlord, the 49 precinct. Because I mean, each problem requires a response from a different agency.
right,
So we'll need to make sure.
there's a.
Yay.
And I'll look up the building.
I appreciate it, thank you.
All right,
And then Jeff is working, because I can work with Jeff, I mean, it's not.
Jeff hasn't been around for a while, but that's only because I haven't, reached out to him and.
I thought you said because I attend BPECA meetings, what?
No. Listen, your thing with Jeff is your thing with Jeff, not mine. So anyway.
You don't inherit other people's energy.
I haven't really reached out to his office since about a year ago when he was instrumental in lighting the fire up under there.
Excuse me.
Getting things done, which is now coming to fruition. But in doing those things that need to be
That's all
done.
the problem. It's like a game of whack-a-mole.
Yeah,
You
Yes, I'd love to meet with you.
absolutely.
And
I
just
appreciate
like
that.
we organize tenants, we go to the building, we harass when it's.
Okay, thank you.
Christina?
Councilman, I just wanted to ask or offer a suggestion. I know I grew up in housing. When I was growing up in housing, they had the housing police a separate unit.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, isn't there a way that they can bring them back? That would really probably help a bit, at least in studying the cameras, you know, if nothing else.
So, my understanding, in 1995, Giuliani consolidated with 3 distinct police departments. But before 1995.
Transit,
Housing, and then the general police, right?
Transit,
housing, and and Giuliani combined the 3. I doubt you'll ever get the NYPD to agree to separate. You know, and so you're not gonna, but I.
Would that be an individual thing by, like an individual police officer? You might want to do housing as opposed to being in, you know, on the street, so someone would rather be on the trains.
I think that the upside of, look, I don't know if you want NYPD to have its own police department, I think that, but the upside of the housing police, is that you, probably the best experiment of community policing was in public housing. With the housing police, because the residents knew the names of the officers.
That's right.
If you're urinating, you would get a fine right there and there. But I just want to be honest, I don't think the NYPD is powerful, they will never agree to separate. But I think, but you're right, you had genuine community policing when you had housing policing.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Well,
on
I think
PSA.
at least even just what would be assigned. Well, if I can only speak once, I'll hold it for Vision Zero. But I had the displeasure of meeting with the Parks Department about a month ago. And, basically what she told me was that when it's on paper, they do it, screw it, it doesn't matter, we don't figure out what it does to the community, we just do it. And I brought up
Do what?
whatever they feel like doing. They took away part of a road and turned it into a grassy park, because it looked good on paper. That's what I was told. The tupelo trees they put at the end of the sleigh riding hill, I talked to you about that over the summer. Oh, we didn't know. Well, did you ask anybody? So before they put a shovel in the ground, it would be really nice if they would talk to the neighborhood. Instead of just putting it on paper with some architect on Fifth Avenue who said, well, that looks pretty, and then spends 2.5 years, so the little kids don't have a sprinkler for 3 summers because it looked pretty on paper. Or the kids can't play basketball. They play basketball 24 hours a day in that park. There's almost no crime in that park. There's something going on, but very wearing park.
Largely a safe.
It's a safe area.
I go there at 1 a.m.
Huh?
It's very safe.
It's very safe. I used to walk my dog at midnight and stuff.
But I think your point is well taken, is that you have bureaucrats City Hall at 250 Broadway making decisions about local community without right.
Especially before they dig it up.
I think it would, it's not my place to tell you how to run a meeting, but I think it would benefit you to have the commissioner here, Iris Rodriguez. She is like
A very
deeply
nice
committed
girl.
to community engagement. I think she represents a breath of fresh air.
Pleasant, very pleasant and nice person.
And I think we can steer her in the right direction. But maybe there's something we can do legislatively to require parks to notify civic associations and community boards about construction.
Yeah, the bike path, they didn't even widen it. They just ripped it up, repaved it. This was a perfectly fine path. They spent millions of dollars ripping up a path that didn't need any work on it, to put new lines on. We can't even get them on the
It was
streets.
part of a project to, connect,
Manhattan,
there's a Bronx River Greenway project, Bronx River Alliance, I'm sure was instrumental in it, to connect, I believe, I don't know the locations exactly, but from 233rd Street all the way to the bottom end of the Bronx River, I don't know the exact locations, but I guess they wanted to do everything the same, you know, I guess when you do a construction project, they want, hegemony.
that's excessive money when things are needed
I don't know about
so
that, but that project, I don't know about
desperately.
that. But, we gotta move it along, does anyone else have any questions for the council? Francis? Hey, Don.
As you know, in community board, if you wanna open up a bar, they have to post a notice, right? Suggest this to the Parks Department.
I agree
For
with that.
many people, a park is more important than a new bar. And the second thing, for someone who is talking about term limits, they should know that on the federal level, only 2 people are term limited, the president and the vice president. And on the state level, the governor and all the legislators are not term limited. The only way to limit their terms is to vote them out. On the city level, every elected city official is term limited. So you are, unless the law changes, you are going to be out after, what, 5 more years?
Maybe next year, maybe.
Yeah, I know, but it's a maximum 5 years. Same thing for the mayor and all the other elected city officials. But the state senator, the assemblyman, the governor, the lieutenant governor, all those, they can stay in forever.
I am one of the few elected officials, maybe the only thing, who believes in term limits. I do believe in term limits. I think when you have your elected officials who are so entrenched in power, they believe it's a property service. And it's a public service.
And if people
And
are good, we
our
want to keep them.
But for every good person you have 10 new members.
Yes, right, yes.
And I hear that. There are excellent elected officials, but there's too much dead wood. And I think there's more energy, more dynamism in the city council because we have term limits and we have a new generation of young elected officials. In Albany, where you have people, look, it's happened with all of us. When you've been in public service too long, you inevitably become a shadow of your former self.
Right.
Right. You know, whereas I know I'm done in 5 years, so I want to work my heart out to leave behind a legacy.
Thank you.
And then I'll move on.
Thank you.
Are you mentoring someone?
I try to mentor things.
And that's what we're saying, that's what your job is supposed to be. That's what any official's job is
But
supposed
I
to be.
think the most dangerous mindset is this notion that I own, that this is a property right, I'm entitled to the seat.
Thank you.
No, I think people, if elected officials knew how to exit gracefully from that political stage,
Yes.
then I might rethink my views on term limits. But I have found that the only means of bringing a new generation of leadership to a legislature is term limits. I support campaign finance, but that's not enough, because even campaign finance is skewed toward incumbents.
Right, very quickly, last question, Francis?
When you talk about quality of life, you know, it's always like it's out in the streets, but what about inside the buildings? I know the landlord could rent to anybody they want, but, it's a working class neighborhood. But if a tenant is a nuisance, I've been fighting these tenants above for 6 years, why they can't get them out? I mean, it's a 1-bedroom apartment, and, there's like 5 people up there. A man, a woman, a kid, and then you have another baby and another baby. There's so much noise, they don't sleep. They stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Francis, I believe you brought
And
this
they
up
can't get
last
them
night,
out.
and the captain said he's gonna meet with you and the tenant.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So, just stick with the
Well,
captain.
and I want to be clear that my understanding of quality of life extends into the home.
Why don't I move out? Why don't they move out?
I wanna bring up a couple of things, as the councilman went through a lot of things that they've done, but they actually, overlooked a couple, so I just wanted to I'm just saying. Couple of things that have been done that need to be done. I know it's a long meeting, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get everyone falling
We're
asleep.
glad he's here.
Correct. Yeah.
That's I love you, Councilman.
And I do have more bills that I've introduced, I don't know if you want to.
Yes.
We have a, no, I'm just saying, we have other people who want to speak. I have, someone who, So Barker Avenue in front of the senior home, I don't know if you knew, about a year ago, I believe Elaine Williams, who's a resident there, it's a centralized senior housing. They wanted a speed bump to, slow down traffic, slow down vehicles on the block. So she collected over 200 petitions. I gave them to either Luisa or Romina, about a year ago. DOT, did a study, actually 2 years ago. DOT did a study, they denied it. So, Elaine said, I said, and Luisa, or Romina, whoever, they, said to DOT, look, can you do another study? They did another study, and thankfully the speed bump was approved, and it was placed on Barker between Allerton and Mace, right where the vehicles turn, which is great. Because I drove, I don't drive, but I was in a car and I was in a car, no comments please. I was in a car and it really helps. Now, Elaine may have said, oh, we need 2 speed bumps. I mean, listen to her, she's the final say, but I think that 1 speed bump is enough and it really does effectively slow down traffic. So that was a combined effort of Elaine and the tenants, Councilman's office, and BPECA, so that's pretty cool. On a related note, there was actually another speed hump installed on Astor Avenue between Holland and Wallace, which I requested in conjunction with Councilman Baca's office, so that's whatever. A couple of more things. Roadway paving in the area, Waring Avenue between Bronx Park East and Boston Road is being repaved. Mesa Avenue between White Plains Road and Bronx Park East is being repaved, and Allerton Avenue. Allerton Merchants Association requested it, BPECA requested it. Allerton between White Plains Road and Bronx Park East, as well as somewhere on Wilson or somewhere a little farther up is being repaved. Waring, as far as the BPECA area, that's like, in terms of roadway repair, that's like the last thing that needs to be repaired, because Bronx Park East got repaved, Holmwood got repaved, so we'll have, it'll be really good, because Waring Avenue was really bad. It was bad for people with shopping carts as well, not just cars, so that's good. I wanted to bring up something I wrote to Romina just to bring it up in public limelight. The traffic agents are needed full-time, all the time at Allerton and Bronx Park East. Yeah. I spoke to Luis, I mentioned it at the BPECA meeting last year, about getting more funding to hire more traffic agents citywide, or just for the Bronx, because we make a fuss, they put them for a couple of months, and then we stop making a fuss, and they're gone. I mean, we pay taxes. I mean, like you're putting up a lamppost, you don't take away the lamppost just because we stop making a fuss. You gotta keep them there. I'm sure they have them all downtown at 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue, all those intersections.
Manhattan, baby, Manhattan Island.
They really need an Allerton, as well as Pelham Parkway, Boston Road area. So,
Raphael, just to go along with that, the city council should do something where traffic agents get a little more control. Like phones that can take pictures of the people that will pull over for fire engines, or when they tell them to stop, something like that. Because the traffic agents are there, they're trying very hard, not now, but they were there, and they were trying very hard.
Well, see, I disagree with that, but when I see traffic agents, they don't have, there has to be a certain sense of confidence when you're doing that job. You have to know that you're the boss, and when you have to, people have to feel that. You don't feel that from them. They're very wimpy, crossing guards. I'm just saying, that's good crossing guards.
final thing.
And training.
Paving,
For the what? Paving, yeah.
repaving.
Right.
In front of PS 96, on where they did the cutouts for the handicap on the corners.
Yes.
Yeah. And they did the repaved the edging, and then they repaved that speed bump. Now they tore it all up as, we were trying to get this people raised.
Well-
Somebody's, there's a traffic light and then there's a stop sign.
why you didn't have the speed bump? It's like, it's a hiccup, it's not even a speed bump.
Well, this, speed bump that was repaved like a month ago, I think that was part of the Department of Education. I think they have some regulations, you know, like, to make the project, I guess, together with the speed bump too. But let me, I'll email DOT, cause there's two heights of speed bumps that they install, if you notice, on Barker and Olmsted. Those are the big ones, and Wade Place is the bigger ones too. So because it may be because it's a two-way roadway, that it's a little bit of a lower grade.
But it always stop Walker and Wary.
Finally, this last thing I wanna bring up, these are more questions, but the big issue ever since BPECA was formed, one of the things, that people keep telling me about is the crossing at Waring and Bronx Park East, as well as Waring and Barker Avenue. Right, Waring and Barker is right in front of PS 96. James Vargas, whose granddaughter goes to that school, he was telling me that the crossing guard there, you know, she's putting her life in danger because it's not a four-way stop there. One of the annoying things about the way they do crosswalks in New York City is, I mean, just me, I think every intersection should have a crosswalk because visually, there's nothing that says for the car to stop, except, you know, when you go to driving.
I agree with you
Yes.
200%.
Thank you. When you,
If I wanted to.
they don't stop for people. So around schools, yes, they put a crosswalk on
Yes.
all four ends of the area, but there's no stop sign. There's a stop sign, there's a two-way going down Barker, but going down Waring, there's no stop sign. So you got a crosswalk, so they don't stop. The other thing is Waring and Bronx Park East. We requested a it's called an intersection control study, which either gets you a stop sign or a traffic light or nothing. So 2 times in a row we got nothing because they saw, either there's not enough vehicles or there's not enough pedestrians. The speeding was high, it was a higher than average speed, but nothing. So I just wanted to take a vote. We don't have as many people here as we usually do, but in terms of priorities, obviously we have the park. But in terms of pedestrian safety and roadway issues, would you agree that the Waring Bronx Park East intersection should be the #1 priority?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
They're not gonna take.
Aye, sir.
They're not
If
gonna take it
they
away.
do something wrong, they never fix it.
They're not gonna take it away, so.
Hey, excuse me, back.
Hold on.
Question back
Hold
here.
on.
Question back here, when you ready.
Hold on, I'll continue.
We've gotten the same response about just 4-foot traffic. It's something that Lisa was working on with you guys. That not enough foot traffic to merit a stop sign. There were 2 studies done.
And I also, maybe it fell through the cracks, but I also requested a roadway diet.
Look, I mean, again, the point is, I think if we have to, at some point, if the agency's not cooperative, then we should shame them publicly. Let's do a press conference.
Okay, it's not that they're not
If this is an issue that we've been dealing with for 3 years, and we've gotten nowhere at some point.
Usually I like making enemies, I'm just kidding. But, Connie Moran has actually been very good to BPECA in terms of accessibility, communication, and that's just my experiences. So actually, she's someone I actually wouldn't want to shame. They've done the studies.
I'm not talking about attacking Connie Moran,
Okay.
but if the agency is failing to secure our safety at those intersections, then at some point we have a right to.
They do the study and they say it's according to the federal
And
guidelines.
I feel like, look, either we can continue going, like, if you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, it's the definition of insanity. So let's break out of this cycle of insanity and try something else. So I'm open to doing a press review.
Okay, cool.
Okay, excuse me, right here.
Yes,
What I'd like to see,
stand up, I can't hear you.
what I'd like to see is more cameras put out in certain areas, especially on Tunnel Parkway, where the traffic is going west. The reason why.
Speed cameras?
Cameras.
Speed cameras?
Responding to the area.
Yeah.
I was crossing the street, I was walking south, and I was hit by a car 10 o'clock at night a year and a half ago.
Wow.
Everybody's police department and so forth. And it was a hit and run. If you had cameras there, you would have caught the license.
Town Parkway South and White Plains Road?
Yeah.
White Plains Road?
Right where the bus is, more or less. The bus travels west and goes to Ford Road.
Yeah.
Okay, that area over there, you have to have it monitored, and you have to have it monitored with cameras.
They're 24/7, 365. Every time.
Probably want to thank America.
speed camera.
Overhead cameras that will snap pictures every,
So here's the issue with the cameras, it's a silly,
to monitor the area.
so under state law, the city cannot install cameras without authorization from the state legislature. So the state legislature has only authorized a few hundred, 150, I forget the number.
I'm asking the question, in theory, how long would you say this would take to happen? Provided to everybody?
On the speed cameras?
Yes.
So we cannot install speed cameras without the approval of the state legislature.
Maybe we should change the state legislature.
But if you got approval.
I think with Dean Skelos and Shelby Silver and now Joe Picoco, Albany has proven itself
The answer is
changed.
forever. It would take forever.
I think we need a change in state law.
Yes.
Like, I'm like everyone else, I'm constrained by the law, and state law ties our hands. I think localities should be able to install speed cameras, because speed camera installation, transportation, those are local issues. And we should be able to make decisions on local issues without interference from local.
That's gonna be all the Q&A. I don't believe anyone has any other questions. We have, 2 more speakers who have community events. It's gonna be very short. I know it's kind of boring, everyone. But I do wanna thank the councilman for coming.
Yeah, I would say.
Does he have time to tell us his legislation? And what he wanted to?
No, I don't want to be fair to the speakers who have. So.
I really don't want people to leave when these people are speaking, so prioritization, I promise you to speak. So Diana, would like to speak about?
If he could speak out.
I just have a very quick report on the primary, the Democratic primary in September, which is interesting given what Richie Torres was saying about incumbents. If you voted at PS 96, you were voting for, and if you were in the 78th Assembly District, there was a race for state assemblyman. Jose Rivera, the incumbent, against Ishia Bravo, running for the first time. Overall, in the 78th District, Rivera won 2,236 to 1,185. But in the 2 election districts that voted at PS 96, Bravo won 112 to 83. So it was the reverse. Then there was a female district leader race for the 78th Assembly District. Nilda Velasquez, the incumbent, against Simelis Lopez, who's here tonight as a guest. Overall, Velasquez, the incumbent, won 2,179 to 926 votes. But in the 2 election districts at PS 96, it was very close. Velasquez 97 and Lopez 89. And then the female district leader for the 80th Assembly District, which also voted, some of it voted at 96. It was Andrea Siegel versus Roxanne Delgado. And overall, Andrea Siegel won 1,577, Delgado 1,247. So it's pretty close. But in the election districts from the 80th Assembly that voted at PS 96, Delgado won 81 to 7.